Hello, this is the 10th podcast of the Rare Report series. And I wanted you to have the opportunity to meet the individual who is behind the video camera in the previous podcast. And so it's important to me that I introduce you to my grandson, Zachary K Hand, who has the gifts in terms of creativeness and technical skills that can make these podcasts possible. So, welcome, Zach.
Thank you.
Can you share with the audience different aspects of where you're at in your life in terms of your background, schooling, your current interest, and your goals?
Well, I was raised and grew up here in Melrose. Went to elementary school here, went to online for a little bit, and then eventually went over to Hawthorne, where I found my passion for film and video. Growing up before then, I always made YouTube videos, but I never really saw it as a career. But Nani was the one who pushed me to see if I could maybe become a video editor. But I told her I wanted to do something more than just edit. And I would say around that time I realized I wanted to film, I wanted to pick up a camera and really go for it. And so I started making videos for the football team. Eventually made a documentary film about head coach Cornelius Ingram. And yeah, I've been there for a couple of years doing that since 10th grade. I graduated a year early to go out there and grow my portfolio. And then I recently joined a digital marketing company here in Hawthorne. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
So when you say that you developed a passion, was there a certain incident or something that caused you to say, oh, this is something that I want to do?
Well, it really started because I've always had a love for music. Always listening to music, whether I'm in the car or I'm just laying down. I always have an AirPod in and I'm always listening to music. If I'm reading, I'm listening to music. And when I listen to music, some people say they see music, but I always see video. So anytime I hear music, I'm always thinking of how I could use that soundtrack to a film, a video, a scene, anything. And so when I was 14, I realized that's what I was doing, because I've been doing that my whole life, but I didn't realize I was thinking of or really looked into what I was thinking of, I guess.
So it was your vision of the video aspect. Interesting. So when you're growing up, I mean, you played baseball, and I mean, you were pretty good. You pitched.
Yeah.
Yes. And currently you're assistant coach at Hawthorne. So you still have a passion for baseball as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, grew up playing it. I think until I started having troubles with my back, and I had to kind of quit on most of the physical stuff, because I also did martial arts too for a while. But once pain in my back developed, I had to kind of call quits on that stuff, but I always still had a passion and love for it. So being out there, being able to help the kids grow a little bit, whether it's with helping them develop their skills, but also helping them develop their leadership as well, is also important to me. And but yeah, I've always.
So you had some coaching DNA in you somewhere, right?
Yeah, I can get it from you.
Well, I think that you have found and are finding ways to give back, and we can talk about that a little later on here. But just in terms of you got involved, particularly at Hawthorne, right? In terms of, I mean, can you recall the first time you went up and asked maybe Coach Ingram and if he could if you could videotape a game?
Yeah. It was going into my sophomore year. I was 15. Um, I had this idea of making this hype video for the football team. So a little video to get people excited for the season. And I had this video for months, this idea for months, since the beginning of the summer. And it took a month into school because I was actually I had class with Coach Bowie, CI's brother. And after like a month of working up the courage, I finally asked Coach Bowie if I could make a video for the football team, and they were on board with it right away. And so I made that.
That's so many need to hear what you just said. You made that first step, mm-hmm. and you just asked, right? Mm-hmm. You asked that first question, mm-hmm. and look how it started to evolve, right?
Yeah. Well, my biggest thing is whenever I realize I'm really nervous, it means I care. So I always just take a leap is my go-to. Or the thing I say is just take the leap.
It's good philosophy. Just do it.
Yep.
So can you share with the group, I mean, you created this video for Coach Ingram, mm-hmm. and I mean, it's been well received. So you videotape, and you currently videotape the football games, mm-hmm. The volleyball games. What other sports do you videotape for Hawthorne?
Well, I'm pretty sure I've filmed at this point and taken photos for every sport we have at Hawthorne. I've done volleyball, football, baseball, basketball. I've done some track stuff, not with Hawthorne. And then I think flag football too. So I've pretty much done everything.
And then I know that you also create singular type videos for individual players, upon request, yep. Right? Mm. So you've been busy, right?
Yeah.
So what's it like to be on the sidelines trying to capture some of the video plays?
Well, first year I was nervous every single game. I was like, back in my head, I was scared that I was going to miss a play. I was going to, something was going to go wrong. I always had that fear. But after the first year, I realized like I can't control that. Refs are going to get in your way. Sometimes people are going to get in the way of a great play. It just happens. But I think this is my 4th season now, football. I've kind of gotten used to it. I kind of just go out there. I got a routine that I do pretty much every time. I go warm-ups as photos. I have a whole layout of which teams I go to. And so I've kind of just adjusted to it over the years. It doesn't really get me nervous anymore, but I'm always excited. There's a little bit of an adrenaline rush whenever you got people running at you sometimes.
Have you ever got ran into?
I have. It happens a couple times a season. So
yeah. No broken bones or?
Not yet. Yeah. A couple bruises, but yeah.
And you plan on continuing that for the time being?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right now, yeah. I really want to get more into digital marketing and focusing on that. I think sports will always be a big part of me just because I still love it. It lets me be very creative. I'm able to do random things that no one thinks of, stuff that you want to do for, a normal commercial type video. So I think I'll always continue to do it, but I think a part of me is in the next year or two going to focus more on the business side of the video world and digital marketing. Yeah.
So in some ways, can you share, I mean, you're videotaping this now, mm-hmm. Then what's all involved until someone is going to YouTube or Spotify mm-hmm. and actually see the podcast? What do you do?
Yeah. Well, the first step is get all the equipment taken down after this, but it's just editing. Luckily podcasts are rather simple. We don't have many cuts that we have to make because we're great interviewers. So we don't have to make too many cuts or changes, but it just takes a little bit of editing, and then it's just uploading it.
And you upload it. I mean, it goes to YouTube,
Spotify,
and
Apple, yeah, podcast. Yeah.
So there's three different
Mhm.
sites. Is that the correct terminology?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What about, you talked about getting involved in social media, and it sounds like you're more looking towards becoming an entrepreneur.
Yeah, that's been my biggest passion, is entrepreneurship since I was little. I remember 5th grade. We had career day, and I told everyone that I wanted to be a businessman. Is what I said. I've always wanted to have be a part of growing businesses and helping businesses. It's just a passion of mine. I love helping people grow in that way, and I always want to do it. Since I was young, it was always, I just want to help people. I didn't know how, but I always wanted to. And I think I found my way to help people now. So just using my gifts and talents to help people.
I think that's great. Can you share, I mean, you've done some videos, I know, for some local business people here in Melrose, and then you said you're working with individual in Ocala or
Hawthorne. Yeah.
Hawthorne. Can you, what have you, and this has occurred in the last, well, in this year, right? This academic year. What do you find exciting about that so far, experience?
Well, the experience of it all, I've learned so much over the past few months, about business and about even video. I've had to learn a lot more over these past few months to adjust to new things, and but it's been really exciting. I'm learning every single day. I'm learning every single time. It's much more than just a job. It's more, it feels like a community almost, and we're all working towards the bigger goal. And so it's nice to also have like-minded individuals that can be around that are after that big picture. So it's motivating as well.
Yeah, so that sounds like a good overview in terms of where you're at. You just mentioned a couple of sentences ago, government, and I know I'd like for you to share about your role with the individuals of Hawthorne and what you have done in the past, and what would you like to do in the future with the city of Hawthorne.
Yeah, so with the city, I've been more involved since my senior year. I heard about a Alachua County School Board Hawthorne City meeting, and never been to a city meeting before. I didn't know what to expect, but I heard about it. I thought I'd go.
You made that step, first step.
And I wasn't going there to talk. I was just going to listen to see what was going on. And then as the meeting went on, I realized I'm the only student there, and they asked for input from everyone. And we got to the end. I was like, you know what, let me go up there. And I just spoke for a few minutes of just things that we needed in Hawthorne at the school at that time. And eventually over time, I started going to more city meetings and going to the bigger meetings with Alachua County to speak on what we need out in Hawthorne. Because there's a lot of, we have so much potential in Hawthorne, just the area we're in. Economically, we have a lot of potential, but also as a community, we have a really great community. And every single time we've been given an opportunity, we exceed expectations every single time, but we rarely see those opportunities come to us.
So what's your current goal then?
Well, I'm currently working on ways that we can bring more opportunities, whether that's funding to fund more programs at the school.
Because there's only one or two.
Right now, we've had some after-school programs in the summer for the elementary students, but I really want to get some more opportunities for, for teenagers, for high schoolers, to have some more stuff to do in Hawthorne, just to help bring more life into the community. So, yeah.
So to find different ways to grow the citizens in that community of Hawthorne, particularly the teenagers. I mean, more specifically, maybe.
Well, I really like to see more. My goal is I want to try and get more high schoolers involved in the community with the city, or with just different programs we have around the city. And that's my ultimate goal, because my main thing that I like to tell people is that a lot of the changes that we see happening right now are, we should have a say in, my generation, the younger generation should have a say in, because they're going to affect us in the future. So I believe it's important that we have a voice into that. And I've done things to make sure, because anytime I go and speak, I don't want to speak just from my personal beliefs. I want to speak from what I hear from everyone around me. And so I've hosted little meetings at like lunch in the auditorium to get students together at Hawthorne to discuss different things that are coming up, what they want to see more of, and things like that. So I really want to try and get more students involved in the city.
Where do you see yourself 10 years from now? 10? I mean, what's your dream?
My dream?
To realize your dream.
Well, my biggest dream is I want to run a full video and photo production company, and I'm on track to do that by then. But I also documentary films. I've made one. I'm working on my second one right now.
The first one with Coach Ingram?
First one with Coach Ingram, yep.
And your second one you're working on?
Can't give too many details on that one yet. But,
okay. Oh, we look forward to that.
But I'm working on my second one right now. I want to make a few films, documentary films. I want to make at least one feature film. That's one of my biggest goals. Probably the last film I make is a feature film. And then I've decided, like a couple weeks ago, that I do eventually, in 10 to 15 years, looking at running for a city seat whenever I get there. So I think I still have a lot to learn in life and experience. So,
well, that's a positive, right? That you're willing to keep stepping out and learn more, and as that you see a more potential. Correct? I think. I mean, you've been actively involved in terms of realizing your potential and having that passion and sharing your passion with others. And what I like is that in terms of you're a coach. I mean, you did your baseball, and you actually taught photography.
I did do that
at Hawthorne High School, didn't you? For some of the students or a class.
I think it was about 4 or 5 weeks last school year. I partnered with a few people, did a little photography class, and then we did a videography class with, I believe, it would have been 10th graders. We did that for a few weeks. They taught them the different things about video, how they can make video, a little bit about lighting, and then I had them make a little spec ad, so they made a little commercial video about whatever they wanted, and they made that, and then taught them how to edit. We had some complications, but we were able to make it work, and it was fun. Yeah.
You seem and sound at ease of interacting with others and helping others learn certain things that it brings them joy, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I wanted and thank you for being on this side of the camera.
Yes, sir.
you know, and I thank you for all the things you do behind the camera to make the podcast that we believe it serves to help others tell their stories about giving and helping others, whether they be teachers or coaches, and just to keep stepping forward, right?
Yes, sir.
And guess what?
I can get one now too.
I wanted you to have that.
Yes, sir.
And so you know what that is, but I wanted you to have that lanyard that has the same stroke, stroke, kick, kick. And I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Pop.
And love you. But I thank you for sharing your creativeness, your technical skills, and your passion for life.
Yes, sir.
Love you, grandson.
Love you.